Hey there, folks. Welcome to another video where we equip you with the skills and knowledge you need to weather any storm. Today, we're diving into the world of prepping, a necessary skill set for anyone wanting to ensure their safety and survival in uncertain times. Our aim is to provide you with foundational skills and knowledge that will help you effectively prepare for any scenario. Throughout this journey, we'll cover everything from the essentials of survival, personal safety and security, to understanding your natural environment and how to prepare your home. We'll also touch on specialized preparedness strategies tailored to specific disaster scenarios and sustainable methods to secure your sustenance. Along the way, you'll find suggestions for essential products tagged for your convenience. So strap in and let's embark on this journey together. First stop on our journey, the essentials of survival. Let's dive right into the lifeblood of survival, water. Without it, we're not lasting more than a few days. So, knowing how to purify it becomes paramount. Boiling is the most straightforward method. Just bring it to a rolling boil and you're good to go. But sometimes you might need to get a bit more creative. That's where chemical purifiers and filters come into play. These handy tools can make even the murkiest water safe to drink. Next up, we've got long-term food storage. You'll want to stock up on non-perishables like canned goods, dried beans, and grains. Remember, variety is key. You don't want to be stuck eating the same thing day in and day out. And don't forget about rotation practices. It's a simple concept. Use the oldest items first and replace what you use. That way, you're never left with expired goods. Now, let's talk about first aid. In an emergency, knowing how to handle common injuries can make all the difference. You'll want to familiarize yourself with treating burns, cuts, and sprains. And knowing CPR is never a bad idea. Remember, in a survival situation, you're the first responder. Finally, we come to emergency planning. You've got to have a plan for different disaster scenarios. This includes knowing the quickest evacuation routes, having a designated meeting place, and establishing a method of communication. It may seem overwhelming, but taking it one step at a time can make it manageable. Remember, survival isn't about being the fittest. It's about being the most prepared. Now, let's dive into a topic close to everyone's heart: personal safety and security. In the unpredictable world we live in, knowing how to protect yourself is a skill that everyone should possess. Self-defense isn't about being a hero. It's about staying safe and ensuring your survival. Basics of self-defense include being aware of your surroundings, avoiding confrontations, and using your body or simple tools to fend off an attacker if necessary. But remember, the goal is always to escape, not to engage. Now let's talk about survival kits. A survival kit or a bug-out bag is your lifeline in an emergency. It should contain the essentials that you would need to survive for at least 72 hours. These include clean water, food, first aid supplies, a multi-tool, a flashlight, a whistle, local maps, and a portable charger for your phone. You might also want to pack some cash, important documents, and personal hygiene items. Each item serves a purpose and could potentially save your life or someone else's. Starting a fire is another crucial survival skill. Fire provides warmth, light, and a means to cook food or boil water. There are numerous ways to start a fire, from the traditional matchstick and lighter methods to using a flint and steel or a ferrocerium rod. The key is practice. Learn how to start a fire under various conditions and with different tools. But remember, always prioritize safety and be mindful of the environment. Lastly, we need to discuss communication during an emergency. When traditional lines of communication are down, alternatives like ham radios come into play. These radios can transmit and receive over long distances, making them invaluable in a crisis. Other options include walkie-talkies, satellite phones, or even signal flares. It's also smart to have a plan for communicating with your family or group if you get separated. With these tools and tactics, you'll be ready to face any situation with confidence. Next up, we're heading outdoors to explore nature and foraging. A good prepper knows that the natural world is a vast resource if you know where to look. One of the most essential skills in the wild is being able to identify local edible and medicinal plants. Picture this. You're in a dense forest, your belly is rumbling, and you come across a patch of berries. Now, unless you're certain they're safe, those juicy morsels could be a ticket to an early grave. That's where knowledge comes into play. To start, familiarize yourself with the common edible plants in your region, such as dandelions or wild garlic. You should also be aware of poisonous lookalikes. Remember, when in doubt, don't eat it. Now let's talk wilderness survival skills. These skills are your lifeline when you're out in the open, away from the safety of your home. Navigation is key. Knowing how to read a map and use a compass can save your life. And if you're lost without tools, the sun, stars, and even certain plants can guide your way. Signaling for help is another vital skill. 3 of anything, be it shouts, whistle blasts, or fires, is universally recognized as a distress signal. So if you're in trouble, remember the rule of 3. Shelter building is also a must. Nature can be unpredictable, and having a shelter can protect you from the elements. Start simple. A lean-to made from branches and leaves can keep you dry and warm until help arrives. Finally, let's touch on weather preparedness. This is a big one because it's going to depend on where you are. If you're in an area prone to hurricanes, you'll want to know how to prepare for and survive during one. Similarly, if you live in a region known for its harsh winters, understanding how to stay warm and safe in sub-zero temperatures is crucial. It's all about knowing your local risks and planning accordingly. In sum, foraging and wilderness survival skills are about respect for and understanding of the natural world. It's about knowing how to use what's around you to survive and thrive. It's about being prepared to face any situation, whether you're deep in the woods or in your own backyard. Remember, prepping isn't about fear, it's about empowerment. It's about having the confidence to face any situation head-on, with the knowledge and skills to come out the other side. Mother Nature is a formidable opponent, but with these skills, you'll be her ally instead. Now, let's turn our attention closer to home with home and environment preparedness. In times of calamity, our homes often become our sanctuaries. It's essential to assess and enhance home security to ensure it can withstand potential threats. Consider reinforcing entry points like doors and windows, and don't forget to secure your outdoor space. A well-lit exterior can deter unwanted visitors, and a sturdy fence can provide an additional layer of protection. Beyond the physical security, it's also important to build connections within your community. Establishing a network of mutual aid with your neighbors can be invaluable during emergencies. This network can share resources, information, and provide assistance when needed. Remember, teamwork often makes the dream work, especially in crisis situations. Now let's talk about power outages. These can occur unexpectedly and last for an extended period, disrupting everyday life. It's wise to have alternative sources of light and heat at the ready. Battery-operated lamps, solar-powered lights, and candles can illuminate your surroundings when the grid goes down. For heat, consider a wood-burning stove or a portable propane heater. Just remember, safety first. Always ensure proper ventilation when using alternative heat sources to prevent carbon monoxide poisoning. A power outage can also affect your cooking capabilities. Having a camping stove or a barbecue grill can come in handy for preparing meals. And don't forget a manual can opener. It's a small tool that can make a big difference when you're relying on canned goods. Water supply might also be affected during a power outage. Ensure you have a backup plan for clean water, whether it's stored bottled water or a rainwater collection system. And remember those water purification methods we discussed earlier? They'll come in handy here. Lastly, let's address a topic that's often overlooked: hygiene and waste management. When traditional services are unavailable, maintaining cleanliness becomes a challenge. Stock up on hygiene products like wet wipes, hand sanitizers, and biodegradable soap. As for waste, consider options like composting toilets and plastic bags designed for waste collection. It might not be the most glamorous part of preparedness, but it's a crucial one to keep your environment clean and prevent disease spread. In conclusion, home and environment preparedness is about ensuring your living space remains safe, functional, and livable, even in the face of adversity. It's about thinking ahead and planning for various scenarios, from power outages to waste management. A fortress is only as strong as its weakest point. Make sure your home is your safe haven. It's time to get specific with specialized preparedness. Every region has its unique set of potential disasters: tornadoes, hurricanes, earthquakes, wildfires. Your geographic location dictates your primary threats. It's critical to tailor your preparations accordingly. For instance, if you're situated in an earthquake-prone area, secure heavy items to prevent them from falling. And consider installing automatic gas shutoff valves. If floods are a common occurrence, invest in sandbags and elevate essential equipment. While food storage is a staple in prepping, the ability to cook that food during a power outage is equally important. Most traditional cooking methods rely on electricity or gas, but there are alternatives. Camping stoves are a popular choice due to their portability and range of fuel options. Solar ovens can harness the power of the sun, and they're a great choice for sunny climates. Remember, always use these alternative cooking methods in well-ventilated areas to avoid carbon monoxide poisoning. Now let's talk about vehicle preparedness. Your car is not just a means of transportation, it can be a lifesaver in emergency situations. A well-equipped vehicle emergency kit should include items like a spare tire, jumper cables, a multi-tool, a flashlight, first aid supplies, water, and non-perishable food. Regular vehicle maintenance is equally important. Keeping your vehicle in top condition ensures that it's ready to go when you need it most. Lastly, it's crucial to understand and comply with legal obligations during emergencies. Laws can vary widely by region, so it's essential to familiarize yourself with local regulations. This includes understanding evacuation orders, curfews, and restrictions on certain types of equipment. Ignorance of the law is not an excuse, and non-compliance can lead to fines or even imprisonment. Be a responsible prepper and stay informed. Remember, a well-rounded prepper is a prepared prepper. Finally, let's talk about sustenance and maintenance. A wise prepper knows that the key to surviving in the long haul is to be able to provide for oneself. And that's where the art of gardening comes in. It's not just about having a green thumb, it's about having the knowledge to grow what you need when you need it. Start small, with easy-to-grow plants like tomatoes, beans, and zucchini. As you gain experience, you can expand your garden to include a wider variety of fruits, vegetables, and herbs. Remember, your garden is your grocery store when times get tough. Now, let's turn our attention to raising small animals for food. Chickens are a popular choice for beginners. They're relatively easy to care for. They provide eggs, and if necessary, they can also be a source of meat. Rabbits are another good option. They're quiet, reproduce quickly, and require less space than most livestock. Whatever animals you choose to raise, make sure to learn about their specific needs and how to care for them properly. But remember, food isn't the only thing you need to survive. Water is even more vital. Identifying potential water sources near your home is a crucial step in your prepping journey. These could be lakes, rivers, or even rainwater collected in barrels. Keep in mind, though, that not all water is safe to drink straight from the source. That's where water purification comes in. There are several methods you can use, and it's wise to have more than one at your disposal. Boiling is the simplest and most accessible method. It can kill most types of disease-causing organisms. Another method is using purification tablets or drops, which are lightweight and easy to store. Lastly, you could use a water filter. Some filters are designed to remove virtually all pathogens, as well as chemicals and heavy metals. However, remember that each of these methods has its limitations. For instance, boiling won't remove chemical contaminants, and not all filters can remove viruses. Therefore, it's crucial to know what contaminants are likely in your water source and to choose your purification method accordingly. Sustenance and maintenance are the keys to long-term survival. Don't overlook them. Well, folks, we've covered a lot of ground today. We've journeyed through the essentials of survival, delved into the realm of personal safety and security, and explored the mysteries of nature and foraging. We've also fortified our homes and environments, specialized our preparedness for specific disasters, and learned how to sustain and maintain our resources. Each step of the way, we've underscored the significance of being prepared. From purifying water and storing food for the long haul to mastering first aid skills and crafting an effective emergency plan, we've laid the groundwork for you to become a proficient prepper. We delved into the importance of self-defense, the art of starting a fire, and the intricacies of communication during emergencies, not forgetting the crucial skills of foraging, navigating the wilderness, and preparing for regional weather conditions. Remember, the best time to prepare was yesterday. The second best time is now. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more.